Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Luigi's Mansion. This is week number 4.
Are you ready to week number 4? I don't know.
It is, at this point, October. So,
Oh.
welcome to October, everybody. This is the spookiest month of the year.
It is also my favorite month.
It's my favorite month, too.
I think that part of the reason of that is it's usually cool outside,
Oops.
and I love when the trees turn.
For those of you who don't know, Brendan and I both live in New England. And that's the New England, United States. Yeah, the Northeast. And we live in a place where the trees turn colors when the fall approaches. And it's really neat, because there isn't a season quite like it. Fall is, I guess, without really stating too much, going too far into it, it is my favorite. It's been laundered. I think we've encountered a laundering scheme.
Just throw all your money in it.
Into the washing machine.
This is technically a optional room, isn't it?
It is, I think. If I recall correctly, that treasure chest should be full of money.
So there are a few things in the game that you don't necessarily have to actually unlock. But if you want to, they're there. Do you share the secret in the next room?
There is a secret in the next room. I don't remember if I show it now or later, but we do see it.
Okay, good.
So yeah, October's my favorite month. Fall is my favorite season, and it goes without saying, but Halloween is also my favorite holiday.
I think it is. I think it's probably one of mine too.
I think the reason why I like Halloween so much is because I can't think of any other holiday that inspires imagination more so than Halloween does.
It has always been a tradition, not exactly a tradition, because I'd skipped it every once in a while. But there's a lot of really funny kids Halloween movies, and one of which being Hocus Pocus.
Oh gosh, I remember that.
Yeah, me and my sister always watch it on Halloween.
I haven't seen that in over 10 years.
I unfortunately have class now, but they're my last 2 classes. Yay. For those that also don't know, or that I don't know why you'd care, I've been in school for 8 years, and I'm going to get my degree soon, so yay!
Hooray!
Well, my master's degree, that is, but...
Oh, by the way, here's the secret.
We don't know how this works, but it's a thing.
It's a haunted mansion, so the rules don't apply in this place. By checking out the little mouse hole on the side, you get to find this room filled with treasure and evil. And burning. You can burn the ghosts away if you want to, like this. So instead of vacuuming up the ghosts, you can destroy them instead. If that's what you're into, you can destroy the ghosts. Oh, so we were talking about Halloween in movies.
What was another good Halloween movie?
Halloween?
Halloween Town was weird.
Oh god.
There were a lot of the movies that I remember for Halloween aren't like the horror movie kind of things, but they're more like the Disney sort of funny ones. Except there was one that was terrifying, and it was the Halloween tree.
Oh, you were the one who showed me the Halloween tree back in the day.
I know, it's awesomely terrifying.
It's neat because based on its art style, you wouldn't expect it to be as kind of crazy as it is. It's
or dark.
Like, if you like Halloween and you like spooky things and you want to learn more about the history of it, I would definitely recommend trying to watch the Halloween tree. It's a little old, but it's a really good watch. Actually, not just movies, but a lot of things that come out of the holiday are like TV specials.
You know, I was on a flight to it was actually to India, and I was watching a movie that was actually kind of cool. It was The Book of Life, and it's kind of, I don't know if it was supposed to be Halloween themed, but I got the feeling it was kind of.
The Book of Life
reminded me of a bunch of other ones.
Was that the movie about Celtic lore, or was that something different?
No, it was More about the Day of the Dead.
Oh. You know, I don't know too much about the Day of the Dead as a holiday, but I respect it for what it is.
Yeah, I'm not really... I don't know as much about it as I probably should.
Because
but,
from what I can tell about the Day of the Dead, it seems, instead of mourning the people who have died, it seems to be more about a holiday of the celebration of who they were. So basically...
Yeah, I think that's definitely what the movie put across.
Yeah. So it's less about, like, spookiness, and more like turning it into a party. And I can definitely get into that, because that sounds awesome.
That, and they have skulls made completely of sugar. That's awesome.
They're awesome, and they're the worst. I've had one of those before, actually.
Did you say they're the worst?
Well, they're the worst for your teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My family is actually half Mexican. So, when I was really young, I actually went to a Day of the Dead celebration in Mexico. And I don't remember it too well, but I do remember
Was it a lively party, or was it mostly dead?
It actually was pretty lively. Ow! Okay, that wasn't fair. I got hit in the cutscene.
Okay, if you look at this guy's heart, he says he's really afraid of fire, so I don't know why the hell he's carrying around candles, but you know, whatever. Oh, there you go.
Oh god! Ow!
It's like Pokemon Snap, except they can hurt you.
That would be oh, no, no!
Oh,
I want it! I want it! Gimme! Yes!
So, every once in a while you're in the hallways, this can happen. And, it's pretty good. You know what I want to do at some point in time? You never empty the freaking bag of money. How heavy is your vacuum cleaner at the end of your game?
I don't know.
So, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, Minecraft, gold is one of the heaviest things on Earth per, like, whatever. How much weight are you just lugging around in a backpack?
A lot. Especially if it's gold. Ah, god damn it. That's my first, that's my first silver in the game. Because I got hit by a mouse before I was able to hit, 90. Damn it!
Is that a bronze?
No, that's a silver, I think.
Can you burn the portrait ghosts? I know you can't.
No, I think you
kill them.
I think you have to capture them, so you can't. I don't think the elements affect them.
Oh yeah.
Because how would you get their portraits if you destroy them?
That's a good point.
Yeah. But yeah, Day of the Dead, really, really cool idea for a holiday. I like the idea of turning something that should be gloomy and making it into a celebration. That's a really neat philosophy.
Yeah.
What other good Halloween specials are there? Like, aside from the obvious, like the Charlie Brown special. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure if you've seen this or heard of this, but if you haven't, you definitely should watch it. It came out a couple of years ago. It's called Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, yes. Over the Garden Wall is awesome.
I don't want to spoil any of it for you guys, but it's really cool. Like, I think it was a Cartoon Network thing. And if you haven't...
I saw it because I was at my grandparents' house last Halloween, handing out candy. And I watched, like, one episode of it. And was like, this is kind of good. And they were marathoning it, so I only saw the last, like, 3 episodes.
Oh, no, you saw them out of order?
Yeah, so I saw it out of order, and then I rewatched it all in one sitting, and it was awesome.
Yeah. I guess...
You know what actually would be... You know what actually reminds me of Over the Garden Wall is, I also at some point thought it was a musical. Because the only episode I saw was... Well, the only episode I paid attention to, because I was doing other stuff at the time, was the one where they sing with all the animals.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought it was a musical thing, and it really confused me.
Well, actually, every song does sort of have its own music. I guess without going into too much detail as to what it is Halloween-based, but it's kind of like... It's a 10-episode miniseries, and each episode sort of covers a different part of, like, old American folklore about, like, Halloween-related things.
The Lantern Ghost is also creepy as shit.
Yes. But, like, but there's, like, all sorts of, like, Civil War and pre-Civil War historical references in it.
I noticed that. I didn't actually notice it at the time, but now you're pointing it out. It's
So especially if you're a history buff, it's actually a really good show to watch because it actually
which I
references
am, and I probably should have noticed.
because it references a ton of like historical storybooks and historical folklore. Oh, this is one of my favorite rooms in the game. I hadn't said before. But if you poke all of the musical instruments in the room, it summons a ghost who likes to play music. And she plays a song on her piano, and you have to guess which song it is.
Isn't it Mario World 3?
I think you're right. I think this one is Mario Brothers 3. It's like the athletic theme.
I never played it. I just remember that I got this wrong a bunch of times.
That's fair.
Technically, we're breaking the fourth wall right now.
Whatever.
If you answer wrong, she goes away.
Yeah, then you have to leave the room and come back, I think.
Her screaming is also musical, which is a little weird. She's actually one of the ghosts that I'm confused about, because she doesn't have a room in the house.
She does have a room
Like
in the
a-
house. It's this room.
No, like a proper, like, bedroom kind of thing.
Oh, well, neither
In fact,
did...
a lot of the rooms don't have a place for people to stay, and I always found that strange.
I did have an idea about that, actually. You know how the previous part of the game where we showed, like, the family living in the bedrooms and the baby's room and all that?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they are the true residents of this mansion. But there are... damn it. But there are a lot of other ghosts that live in that hang out in rooms that don't necessarily have bedrooms or living spaces. And it occurred to me that they actually might just be, like, visitors who got trapped in here when they died.
I guess so.
The ghost that could have been in this room could have been a music teacher, for example. Or, like, a hired musician.
That's true.
And, the butler, of course...
There are other bedrooms around the men.
There are, to be sure.
But yeah.
But, I don't know.
But there's no, like, there's a servant's room, but there's no bed there.
Yeah.
I don't think there was, that might have been. Like, I know exactly where you stopped the emulator for a little while.
Yeah, I every so often I would stop to make sure that the recording played, or correctly recorded. See, now...
For some reason, this is one of my favorite rooms, and I don't know why. I think it's because I feel like I'm that ghost.
It's a very memorable... Oh, hey! It's a very memorable room, to say the least. Because this ghost...
It also has, later on in the fight, you'll see ghosts that are actually specific to this room. They don't show up anywhere else.
That's very true. Also, this room is entirely optional. You can just walk right past this room and keep going if you wanted to. But, we're
There's
looting.
a cheese in it.
There is a cheese. But, we're looting the place, so you can't leave any stone unturned.
Ernie turned on stone.
Precisely. Man.
Oh, there's the candles again. I was wrong.
Oh yeah. I think the purple candles are cutscene-specific candles, or, like, important candles. If they're purple, they're important, and you have to light them or unlight them. Behold, Purple Man.
I always wondered what the fuck he was eating.
What is that? Is it ghost cheese?
I always thought it was just cheese. Like, just freaking cheese.
Oh god! Or it's like just like a giant lump of butter. Have I mentioned I'm the fat guy?
My sister had a friend who would take butter, roll it like a stick of butter, roll it in sugar.
Oh, there's the waiters.
Yep. So the waiter ghosts, all they do is supply more of whatever the hell he's eating to him. But you can stop them, and the way to get him to show his heart is to, well, for him to no longer have food.
Yep. Well, first he's gonna fight you.
Apparently he was eating Taco Bell of some kind.
And that goes on for a little while. So I'm assuming this ghost doesn't live in this room. Like, there's no bed in here, but I don't think you're supposed to live in a dining room.
What is his name? It's like Uncle something.
Mr. Lugs, I think. Ah, damn.
This is what I assume I'd be like as a ghost.
That's how...
I actually would like to note, he's wearing a Christmas sweater.
Maybe he died during a holiday feast?
I thought his backstory was something like...
God
he choked
damn it!
on
I was 3 points away from getting a gold on this guy.
It looks like I'm apparently slightly desynced from you, by the way.
What's happening in your video now?
Oh no, it's just like about a second.
Oh, that should be fine. I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Oh, I think his bio... Ugh. Sorry, I think his bio says that he choked on some sort of something and died like that.
His bio doesn't explicitly say how he died, but it does say that he ate himself to death.
Oh, delicious.
Are we supposed to eat that ghost?
Yes.
Damn it. Well, they sort of kind of look like marshmallows.
Isn't there a game where you actually do eat ghosts? What is that?
I'm trying to remember what you're talking about. That sounds familiar.
I mean, there's Soul Eater.
Well, it's not a video game.
Well, yeah, but I meant like that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Which always bothered me as an anime, but whatever.
I have mixed feelings about Soul Eater. I don't know. It ended kind of stupid.
I haven't really watched it.
And
Apparently, Bleach finally ended.
apparently, I kind of stopped watching Bleach a long time ago because it was absurd. Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. So we were talking about that man eating cheese, rather eating butter. One time, I was over a friend's house. It wasn't you, Brennan, but it was another friend, and we were actually eating food, and one of the things on the table was what I assumed at the time to be a large block of cheese. So I had a slice of bread, and I put that block on. I put what I thought was cheese onto the bread, and I ate the whole thing at once. And then after I ate it, I realized it was a big stick of butter. But I didn't want to make a scene, so I just ate it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see myself, but I know I made the most awful face. And I know they saw me making that face. But they never said anything to me about it. So, I don't know if they even realized that I ate the block of butter. They might have just thought I didn't take to the food too well. And I really hope that wasn't the case, because they're really nice people. But yeah, that's my story about how I accidentally ate all the butter.
I'm actually looking at a list of Halloween specials, because I know there's one, and I can't remember the name of it, but I know I remember it. I'm going through it, and it's like, apparently Pac-Man had a Halloween special.
What?
I don't know.
Pac-Man? There was a Pac-Man series, actually. It was terrible.
What was it about?
I don't know. Pac-Man fighting evil?
I mean, there was also Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. The 90s were a strange time.
The 90s and the 80s especially, because they needed to make a cartoon series about everything back in the day.
Yeah.
Captain N and the Game Master, anyone?
Have you ever seen The Amazing World of Gumball? Because it is kind of weird.
It's weird, but I mean, I've seen some of it, but I haven't seen that much of it. But I've heard that it's good, in a weird way.
Chowder wasn't bad either.
It was alright. It was funny at times. Oh, by the way,
Some of the
before I forget,
some of the things. Yeah.
I want you to look at not that, and not the motorcycle anyway. What does that say over there on the food box? Does that say food?
It just says food.
Food. Now look at this food
Food.
box over here. Boot.
Boot?
They didn't count on people examining those boxes up close, So for one side of the wall, they just reverse the textures, and that's where that box over there says boot instead of food.
Ha! Ha! You'd think it'd be the opposite way, honestly.
Yeah, that's really weird. Anyway, we just received a new medal, new elemental medal, and unlike the
Which is probably the one that makes the most sense.
totally,
It's water.
it's the water medal. So instead of shooting fire, this one lets you shoot water, ghost water. So yeah, Halloween specials.
Yeah, I was trying to think of...
What are other memorable
Halloweens? There's always like Hocus Pocus and stuff like that. That was just the best.
And then there are like classic Halloween specials, like the Great Pumpkin. Like
I don't honestly know if I've ever seen that.
it was the one that had
I have. I just don't remember it.
It was the one that had like the Scooby-Doo Red Baron. Not Scooby-Doo. What the? Snoopy Red Baron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, I'm ashamed.
The Scooby-Doo Halloween specials are usually kind of good, though.
Did Scooby-Doo have Halloween specials? I mean, it
it's
was like
pretty
a
much
Halloween special.
There was one that had that guy with the awesome voice.
Vincent Price.
Maybe it was the what was it? Rocky Horror Picture Show guy.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. They had Tim Curry voicing it.
I remember that. I think that was like the one with like the one that took place in Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a witch one. Would you believe I've never actually been to Salem before?
Did you say you've never been to Salem?
I've never been to Salem.
Damn, we have to go at some point. But I mean, it doesn't have to be on Halloween. It'd be like any random weekend.
That'd be cool.
The town is basically just, you know, all about that kind of stuff.
Celebrating its wonderful history of witch burnings.
Burning people alive.
Welcome to New
more
England.
stony than me. Welcome to New England. Now we're gonna roast you alive. Fortunately, that happened a lot.
That did. There was a real scare back in the day. And we like to think of that as archaic, but there are still people accusing other people of, like, even as, like, recently as, like, the 80s. There were still, like, things that involved, like, people being afraid of demons and Satanism in the 80s.
Well, it's actually a really big thing in developing countries now, too. There's, every once in a while you'll see someone was killed because they were accused of being a witch, or something like that. Usually, and actually, the entire thing of Salem, part of the reason it got so out of hand is actually because of the fact that
Ghosts.
yes, because of ghosts. No, many of the people that that were accused of witchcraft were actually landowners, and if you look at the town line, most of the accusers and the accusees lived on two separate sides of this road, and they actually think it was a land grab.
Oh, it was like a play for power kind of thing.
Essentially, it was a you own something that I think I should own.
Oh.
And they used it as an excuse, but at the same point, it was it's just one explanation of it.
Ghosts.
There's also the fact that apparently the girls that were doing most of the accusing, they also were eating bread that was kept in a stone cellar. And or rather, the bread that they were eating, the wheat.
Sorry to interrupt for a moment, but we're being invaded by a ghost.
This is the one ghost I don't really understand who he is.
Supposedly, Luigi Mansion claims that this ghost is supposed to be a manifestation of the spookiness of the mansion.
It's too spoopy.
I mean, look, it's shadows. This is the boss battle that I remember most in this game, actually.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
actually, this is one of the more iconic battles, and I don't know why.
I think because visually it stands out the most.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, unlike the baby, this is more or less straight up a ghost.
Originally, I thought that you dealt damage to him when you did that. So I was trying to get the biggest, the bigger ones to hit him.
That makes sense. Admittedly, I just went after whichever ones were closest. Oh.
But, what was I talking about before?
I forget too. You were the Salem witch trials.
Oh yeah. So apparently there's a theory that the wheat that they were storing in one of the basements of the of Salem actually happened to be growing a type of mold, and because they had the harvest and they couldn't get more of it, they just used it anyway. And that specific mold will survive the baking process, but it causes hallucinations and fever and stuff like that. It's essentially, it causes all the things they were saying, like, oh, she put a spell on me, she's cursed me.
Oh.
It was actually, you were just tripping balls.
The deadliest trip in all of U.S. history. Or at least one of the most infamous ones. I've heard similar accounts where they were just making it up and were trying, like they were kids. And
well, they may not have been making it up specifically, like they may have actually been seeing things. But their explanation for it is flawed because they were literally hallucinating instead of, being cursed or whatever.
That would be eye-opening. I've heard of similar things too in haunted houses where people have thought that it's possible that hallucinations for spooky things might actually come from low frequency sounds.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, like there are certain audio frequencies for sounds, like 20 hertz or so, that are below.
It's like the brown note, except it's the ghost note.
Kind of. It's like below the range of human hearing, but those sounds happen to coincide with natural predators, and supposedly they can resonate with your actual eyes and make you see things that you wouldn't ordinarily see, like shapes in the darkness. And some people think that might account for some supposedly haunted places.
Would make a lot of sense.
But anyway, now that we've captured all of these civilians, it's time to entrap them in paintings forever. Underneath the electric udders, and into the pressing machine.
I always saw them as waffle makers.
I can see that too.
Just waffles. Tasty waffles.
Who's up for some ghost waffles?
They're guaffles.
Ew.
Just like completely see-through waffles. That'd be cool if you could do that.
They're see-through and tasteless.
They're basically just Jell-O waffles. That is disgusting.
Ew. Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat. Well, actually, Jell-O-shaped waffles might be good.
I mean, you could do Jell-O shot waffles. You make a waffle, you just pour vodka over it.
Oh God. If you want to confuse your house guests, maybe. Okay, so that was Area 2 of the game, and believe it or not, we are actually halfway through this venture. Before we eventually close off this this video, let's take a quick look into the gallery to see what we've captured.
Also, once again, welcome to October.
Welcome to October. Again, you could probably tell from us talking about all the Halloween specials and stuff, but I am super excited for this month because it's my favorite.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited for, and I know it's going to be stupid, I'm really excited for video games during Halloween, because for some reason, Halloween's kind of just that universal holiday that everyone really likes, no matter where you are in the world. Oh God, like... and a lot of video games kind of take that to heart, and they'll usually do something pretty cool for it, even if it's something small like just music or skins or something.
Yeah.
But usually, like modern games today, like Overwatch or whatever, they'll usually do something, and it's pretty cool.
As I said before, one of the coolest things about Halloween, I think unlike any other holiday, is that it sparks the creativity in other people's, more so than any other... There we go, stupid. Okay, and on that note, everybody, we are going to call this an episode. Stay tuned and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good one. Have a day.